Okay, so Katrina, thank you so much for coming on. I am so excited to chat with you.
Same. Good morning.
Yeah. So, okay, start off by telling us who you are, what you do, a little bit about you.
My name's Katrina, and I'm a mom of two girls, 10 and 3 years old. Um, I'm a wife, and I'm a family medicine doctor. I've been practicing for almost 14 years now, and I was recently board certified in obesity medicine. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. So yeah,
Yeah, obviously you live a very busy life, right? Not just busy, but like d demanding in a lot of different ways.
very demanding. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that like just even from you, I've learned this and my other clients, like work in healthcare, it's you give a lot, right? And I'd love for you to kind of take me back to like when before we even first connected. We'll start there because there's several parts to your journey and we'll get into that. But like you were my personal training client. Do you remember where your mindset and like headspace and like where you were at that time?
Absolutely, like yesterday. So, I I was postpartum, my daughter was a year and a half. And if people don't realize in Ontario, doctors don't get mat leave. So I was back to work in 4.5 months. And so I was very stressed, still breastfeeding. Feeling very awkward and big and not happy with myself, very frustrated and tired and I almost resigned to the fact like, okay, is this me for the rest of my life? Uh, People in healthcare, we're just so used to giving and we
Yeah.
forget ourselves. And I see a lot of people in my family who are in healthcare who are just not healthy and not where I wanted to be. But I almost thought that that was inevitable for me. And I was in bed with my daughter and I was just doom scrolling on Instagram and I found you just like a random post and I thought um like I want this for me. It was like one of those rare moments where I thought about myself and I want this for me. It's possible. Why not me? So on a whim I just reached out and messaged you and that brought us here today. And that was
Yeah.
2017
I know, I
actually.
remember now that you
Yeah,
mentioned
December 2017.
December. Yes, I remember
Yeah.
because our older kids are like almost the exact same age. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
and happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
When is Callista's birthday? May, right?
Um, May 24. Yeah,
Okay,
I
yeah.
think we were due on the same day, but it just
We
didn't
were due
happen.
on the same day. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then our younger kids are the same day.
Same birthday.
Same
Yeah.
birthday. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Coincidental. That never ceases to amaze me. But
I
yeah,
know.
it was almost a decade ago. Crazy to think. It'll be like 9 years in December. So we did the personal training. We did 3 sessions a week. I remember for some time.
Mhm.
And then I remember there was a time when like I think COVID time, like we kind of like you did your own thing. And then
Yeah.
our second chapter was like you kind of recommitted, I think about 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Um, Probably a little bit. It's like somewhere in the middle of the pandemic, uh, right around when my husband got sick. I thought,
Yes.
okay, I got to take care of me because this I have to take care of me. Yeah. So I reached out again.
We came back, but then we took another break, didn't we?
Um,
Or no, we kept going. Am I
I
mistaken?
think we kept going.
Okay, we
Yeah.
did. But then there was kind of another chapter where like then it was the commitment to the photo shoot. So I know I'm kind of
Yes,
fast
that's
forwarding, but there were several layers to your journey, right? First it was like and I'll let you tell this too, but like actually let's start there. When you first kind of committed to the fitness side of things, like what were some of those wins you had in those early days?
so I had never really gone to that other side of the gym. I was always like, I gotta run and do cardio and be like slim and small. And didn't want to get big and bulky. Um I just didn't think that that was necessary for me. But when I worked with you, I didn't even question. I said, okay, I'm just going to do what Tiana tells me because
You're a
I
great student.
chose her. And you taught me a lot. I'm very thankful that like you were there in person to teach me all the basics, the foundations for lifting. And I liked it. I
Yeah.
really liked it. I enjoyed it so much. I didn't even think like, am I losing weight or not? And I was, but that was like a bonus. I thought, wow, I can do these things and I'm not scared to like use a barbell, the heavier dumbbells. I didn't have to ask people at the gym and be afraid of getting the wrong information. So it was really cool. Like I was proud of myself for the first time in a long time. So I really enjoyed our time together in person.
Well, I did too.
Yeah.
And like you said, like you enjoyed it and I could tell, right? Like you were there to, there's a difference between coming and like just kind of going through the motions, but you were there to really like learn and take it in. And like that's how you stay with it, is you enjoy the process, not just the outcome. And I love to see that. So, and then like, now fast forwarding a little bit, we are now working together. And then somehow the photo shoot, I think I was planting the seed for some time. And then you were like, yeah, let's do it. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. Because twice a year, there's always a photo shoot, and I would see them, but I would ignore it thinking like, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. I can't commit. I won't have the time. Like, that's ridiculous. That's embarrassed. I thought I'd be embarrassed doing a photo shoot like that, putting myself out there. So I just never did it for years. And once in a while you would say like, hey, how about that? I'm like, no. Hard no.
I remember, yeah. It was a no for a while, like a no.
Yeah. But for some reason, this time last year, I thought I think I want to do this. And really the ball was rolling January of 2025. Something big happened. One of my good friends who was my age, we knew each other from university and med school. He unfortunately passed away. He had a heart attack and he left behind 2 little girls. And my first thought was, I'm not doing that to my girls. No. And I know what I need to do. I just have to commit to a plan. So I went like balls to the wall, hardcore back into committing to my plan, which meant being brutally honest with my nutrition. Like, gym was no problem. Anyone can pick something up and drop it, but
it's no small thing either for the gym, but that wasn't your, I want to give you credit for that.
It was the nutrition for sure. And, people rationalize all the time, like, oh, this is okay. I can have this. This is fine. But it wasn't working. So I said, okay, I'm going to be very honest with myself with what I'm eating. And it felt good. I felt nourished and I was seeing the results. And then the photo shoot announcements came and I said, well, okay, why not? Just let's try it. I was going through a bunch of hard things anyway. I was studying for my obesity medicine boards. Yes. And it was like, okay, I'm studying to do this. Why not just put it into action? Okay. Yeah. So that's how I committed to the photo shoot, which was like a great challenge, really. Like, it showed me what I was capable of and what my family was capable of, because we all had to adjust to that rigorous schedule. And we did it and it was fine. It was fine.
And I love that you said that too, because it was this busy time and your life is always full, right? And like, I know you've never made excuses about that. It just comes to making that decision. Like, that's kind of what I took from that, is like, you were like, you know what, why not me? Like, when you started, right? Like, yeah. Is that where your head was at, that you were like, I can do this?
Like, I could do this. And I've done a ton of hard stuff in my life. I don't want to ever call myself average. And so I just wanted to see what I was capable of. And like, there's no failure in this. Like, what would I fail at? That's not life. Yeah. It was an experience and it was a great experience. And definitely like showed me I really am not, average. And I think a lot of people need to realize that too, that they don't have to settle. They don't have to be okay with not feeling good. And so this was just something to reach for sure.
I love that. And like, if we come to like, not just the physical transformation, because that was amazing. I think I'm trying to think of the total of pounds is now 30 or 40.
Just over 30.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
I should have looked up the exact number before, but I know it's a lot. And I know you've made an amazing physical transformation. But like, what was the mental shift? Like, from Katrina a few years ago to now?
The big thing that I keep telling myself and I keep telling my patients is that, like, we must be honest with ourselves. And that was the big shift in my mind. And that really influenced a lot of my decisions. like deciding who to hang out with, when to hang out. Am I going to eat here, drink this, or not drink this? Am I going to say no because I need to sleep? It was just me being honest with myself and what my intentions were. And then also being intentional, not going with my feelings, because our feelings betray us a lot.
Right.
And it's not where I wanted to be. So I had to remember what my intentions were. So I think it just made me stronger for myself, and it was a good example for my daughters too. Like, I think it helped me to teach them some grit. Like, you know, once in a while, oh, I don't want to study right now. Oh, no, let's just do 5 more minutes together, and then you can go play, just to make sure that they really really got it. So it just made me mentally and spiritually stronger, which is what I think we all need today.
We do. And it's leveling up who you are, right? Like you're already a strong person and you're not an average person. And it seems like, you know, you just stepped into that version of yourself even more. Like we always talk about the 2.0, which is like, you're not becoming a totally different person. You're always ambitious and motivated. It's like, now you're like, I'm not going to settle for less in this area. And that your kids see that. Like, I think that's a good point. The kids don't do what we say, they do what we do. They
Yes.
see what we do and then they internalize that, whether it's immediately or later on. So I guess like, if you thought back, Katrina, to that mindset that you were in, though, what advice would you give to yourself if you could go back in time?
I think I would tell myself, even just Katrina from 5 years ago,
Yeah.
like, you're better than this. You could do so much more. Like, just try it. Just do it. Who cares if you get it wrong? You just try again, and stop being afraid to ask for help. Like, that's why you have all these experts around you. That's why you've brought these people into your world. Like, ask for help and accept the help when it's being given to you. So I would think I'd be more encouraging and more tough love, because I wasn't giving myself that tough love that I needed.
Okay, that's a good point, actually. So you feel like you would have, you know, given yourself the right, like the brutal honesty, like you said,
Yes.
that was a big changing factor for you, is getting honest with yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that. And then, you know, I want to give you props too, Katrina, because you're so coachable, and that is a big reason why you're seeing the success you have, is because like you're very much of the mindset of like, hey, you know, I'm not perfect, but I'm going to be honest. I'm going to show up. I'm going to, you know, not make excuses, because sometimes what I've seen is like when we get in this mindset of like, oh, I think that like, you know, it's other things. It's the external factors. That's why I'm not seeing results. What you do well is like you always, you know, reflect and be like, hey, I'm going to take ownership and I'm going to reach out. And I think that's a really important takeaway here.
Yeah, and I think that's an example that I want to give to my girls too. It's like you always say, control the controllables, and a lot of 99% of the time that's coming from you. Like you can't change your externals. Maybe they'll adapt to what you need them to do, but you can only control what you can control, and that's yourself and your actions and your decisions. And I know enough to know that I don't know everything, but I know that there are more expert, educated people who can help me with that. So, and I think Katrina from more than 10 years ago would have said, "Oh, it's too expensive. I'll just do it myself."
Yeah.
There's nothing more expensive than time. You can always make money somehow. You cannot create more time. And I think having a coach really saved me a lot of time. I'm in and out of the gym. I don't have to think about what I'm going to have to eat, because I know like how to plan for that. So it's not harder. The execution is harder, like as any plan, but the all the elements of the plan, easy. It really, it's all laid out for you based on what you want, right?
Well, I love how you frame that. You're right, because you got to do the work at the end of the day. I always say, like, I'm not going to be there, you know, in your pocket to like do the work, right? Like, you did that, but then it's also having the strategy. When the strategy and then like the effort come together, that's when you see the magic. So
Yeah.
props to you for that, Katrina. And I'm so excited for you for this year, for next year, and Katrina 2.0 and 3.0 and beyond.
Thank you. And I want to say thank you so much for being the coach that I needed, because you weren't the person who would like hold my hand. Like you guided me, you taught me. And there's a big difference. Like I didn't need a cheerleader that was supposed to come from me. Like you showed from example what's capable, because you're a mom, you're busy, you have things to do, and you showed like if you plan it and you want it and you make the time for it, it can happen. So I really thank you. And I tell people all the time, like when my world is in crisis, I call like 3 people. I call my boss, I call my accountant, and I call Tiana.
Oh my God,
Like,
I love that. I made it in the Trinity.
Okay, what do I need to do? Yeah.
I freaking love that mindset. And thank you, Katrina. I so appreciate that. And like, you make my job easy. Like you're ready to execute and you're taking ownership, and it's been a pleasure. We got to do something for our 10-year anniversary.
I know.
Herpes. No, I'm kidding. You're like, yeah, no.